Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, thanks to Allah who has given us mercies and blessing until we can end this video. Salawat and salam will never forget to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam by saying Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Who has brought us from the darkness era to the lightness era as we can feel to the right now. Before that, thank you for Mr. Anwardi MED because giving me the opportunity to present my thesis, and the title is The Correlation Between Students' Phonological Knowledge and Pronunciation Ability of SUSKA RIAU. I'm Mutiara Dina and my supervisor is Mr. Idam Syaputra, MED. Okay, we go to the chapter 1 is background of the problem. So the students need good knowledge of the language components such as grammar, structure, vocabulary, and pronunciation. So, especially in pronunciation ability can express ideas to others correctly and the student can communicate clearly. Okay, according to Biter 2014, pronunciation one most important aspect of a language. To have good pronunciation, it must be practiced directly with people who have give good pronunciation and to have to consider some phonetic and phonology. Based on preliminary observation at first semester English Education Department, the students do not focus on pronunciation ability and they have difficulties experience in learning phonetic and phonology. Next is limitation of the problem. Considering the problem, the researcher limits the problem that focus to correlation between students' phonological knowledge and pronunciation ability. So next is formulation of the problem. For the first, how is students' phonological knowledge at first semester of English Education Department of SUSKA RIAU? Secondly, how is students' pronunciation ability at first semester of English Education Department of SUSKA RIAU? And the last, is there any correlation between students' phonological knowledge and pronunciation ability at first semester of English Education Department of SUSKA RIAU? Next, about objective of the research. There are three types. For the first, to find out phonological knowledge at first semester of English Education Department of SUSKA RIAU. Secondly, to find out pronunciation ability at first semester of English Education Department of SUSKA RIAU. And the last, to find out whether or not there is significant correlation between students' phonological knowledge and pronunciation ability at first semester of English Education Department of SUSKA RIAU. We go to the chapter 2 is theoretical framework. For the first definition about phonological knowledge. Phonological knowledge is related to phonetic and phonology because phonetics deals with how speech sounds are produced while phonology deals with the system and patterns of speech sound is a language. So, phonetic and phonology cannot be separated. According to Yuli 2010, phonology is essentially the description of the system and patterns of speech sound in a language. Next, secondly, is definition of pronunciation ability. According to Burns and Clear 2003, pronunciation refers to phonology of the language or the meaningful perception and production of the sounds of that language and how they impact on the listener. Next, I can explain about operational concepts. The researcher used the quantitative approach with correlation method in this research. According to RIAU 2019, correlation is a technique that is used to analyze two or more variables in only one of the topics. This research used correlational research method because of this method show the relationship and the influence. The researcher want to investigate the students' phonological knowledge and towards students' pronunciation ability. We go to the chapter 3 about research method. I use research design in this research was conducted by using quantitative research. Thus, the researcher used correlational study. Time and location of this research was conducted in January until April 2022 in English Education Department of SUSKA RIAU. Subject and object of this research. For the first, the subject of this research is fourth semester at English Education Department of SUSKA RIAU. The object of this research is the correlation between students' phonological knowledge and pronunciation ability. Next, about population of this research. At fourth semester English Education Department, there are 5 classes. The total 5 classes is 1024. About sample of the research. About sample of the research. In this research, researcher use simple random sampling. Thus, researcher choose 25% sample from population, and it is around 31 sample. And technique of the data collecting. This study, researcher used 2 tests. For the first test is written test, and the secondly is phonological test or oral test. According to Arikunto 2010, test is the number of questions or exercise or other tool to measure one's skills, intelligence, ability, or talent. Next, about technique of the data. Researcher analyzed the correlation between 2 variables by using coefficient correlation of Spearman's rank. And we go to the chapter 4 is research findings. Based on the classification of students' phonological score, which was provided in the chapter 3, it can be concluded that the student phonological knowledge at first semester of English Education Department of SUSKA RIAU was very good. Next, about descriptive statistic pronunciation ability score. So, that the mean of the pronunciation ability score at first semester English Education Department of SUSKA RIAU was 64.77, with the minimum score is 52 and the maximum score was 86, based on the classification of student pronunciation ability score in the chapter 3. Pronunciation ability at first semester English Education Department of SUSKA RIAU was enough. And the last, about findings research, the correlation between students' phonological knowledge and pronunciation ability of SUSKA RIAU. After analyze the data by using coefficient correlation of Spearman's rank, the researcher got the significant value of coefficient correlation of Spearman's rank is 0.4089, which is higher than 0.05. In this case, HO is accepted and HA is rejected. And the last chapter is about conclusion. For the first, main score of first semester English education, it is categorized as very good level. Secondly, the mean score of first semester pronunciation ability, it is categorized as enough level. And the last, there is no significant correlation between student phonological knowledge and pronunciation ability of the SUSKA RIAU. Okay, I think that's all for my presentation about my thesis research and the title, The Correlation Between Student Phonological Knowledge and Pronunciation Ability of SUSKA RIAU. Sorry for my mistake. And the last say, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.